Hey there, Bootsy here. I'm trying to test this drill with this box, and even though there's power going to it, there was nothing coming out of it when I tested it with the detector pen. So I've taken the screws out, and this thing hasn't been opened maybe ever. They are proper crusty. I got this, well, best part of 10 years ago, if not 12. Inside, I've got a date, 1982. That puts it at 43 years old. Let's just, it's still live. So we're getting live into the transformer. It looks like live out. Should be a shared. What's going on? Look. It might be detecting it now. The one option is this is a thermal reset there. Don't see anything coming off that. I think there's just so much electricity in the thing that it's. Let's have a look there. We'll check these fuses. Probably shouldn't check them live. Pull them out and give them a test. Let's see. More modern ones don't have these fuses. Let's put the multimeter on for voltage first. Put up to 600. Well, it's DC. Let's turn to 600 volts AC. Let's see what we're getting here. We should be getting, I don't know, 110 maybe. Yeah, exactly 110. So we should be getting 50 to the neutral the way these things work. 50 to the earth, I mean. Yeah, 53 to the earth, 53 to the earth, 52. So the transformer is fine. So then let's change it to beeping noise. Test the probes. And I thought this one was okay. That one's okay. Is this one okay? They're both okay. Very odd. The holders all look okay in there. Put those back in. That maybe is a trip switch, but it's starting to get power out, so it's not really an issue. The voltage back onto AC there. Let's try here. There's nothing wrong with this box. So then, if the box is okay, we plug this. Why does that not? It does. Weird. What's it doing? So where does that get us? Maybe it's a 110 thing, but I would think a voltage detector should pick up the 110. That's in. Not getting anything out of this cable. So we'll have to open up that fellow. So this screw here is rusty on the nut on the other side, so it wouldn't go through. And there's also a big 10mm bolt going through there that's all rusty. It's all rusty, you know, it could be knackered, but that's just a protective case on the bottom. So it's been sat in a wet, dirty, rusty, damp cellar. I'll get a socket on that. I've had to use the Aldi nut stripper, stripped nutter, whatever you want to call it, screw remover set to get that fellow out. That was £2, I think, well spent. So a bit of drilling and damage later. There's the switch. Doesn't really want to turn off. Let's see if we're getting anything through it from the plug, maybe. So let's check the continuity here. To live first. Okay, and neutral. It's not really a neutral, is it? In the same way. Okay, let's check the switch. The switch should really turn itself off, which is not a great sign. Okay, so something weird going on there. Let's check for voltage from the transformer to here. So it should be live to here. Got it on 600 volts. I'm getting 110. Let's try holding the switch. You're on between the knees cam right now, which I know is not ideal, but it's kind of where we are. 110 through the switch. Alright, so it's a problem with something in the drill. So this is just a shield to stop it getting battered. But you can see how rusty it is inside and out. It's had a lot of moisture. So you take that off. Then in here, the brush holders, these are the same as my Makita angle grinder. That one's been opened before because you can see the rust all the way down it. Opened and damaged. When I opened that out, I prized out the cap, and the cap, which won't focus, just fell off and the spring bounced out, and the brush is somewhere in down there. If it's stuck, it's not going to work. Might be quite easy to fix it. Might be quite an easy repair. The other brush cover is damaged, so I'll get a bigger screwdriver. Before I do that, hitting it a bit and try tightening it. Sometimes that helps. It's not big enough, I don't think. I'll get a bigger one. Why am I doing this on the ground? Oh, who knows? That's sitting in a bit better actually. No, it's not. There we go. It'll need new caps. I think I've got spares. I think these, looking at them, they're either made of, they might be made of Tufnol. How's that one coming out? Is it going to come out? No, the brush is stuck there too. That brush is seized in too. So maybe take off the motor and try and batter it apart. There's two screws in here and here as well, but I don't really know what they're holding. Right, pat test. I don't even have a year on you. Falling apart. So the 4 screws came out, and this bearing came out first. There's no spring on the back of that, I haven't seen. So that it all stayed, that bearing stayed intact. It's a grease packed block there. It all looks okay. Needles are all in place, and it's got a O-ring seal and all that. I don't really want to interfere with it too much. The commutator looks a bit rough, but probably a little bit of sandpaper on that. Like, it's quite worn, but not too bad actually. A bit of sandpaper might cure that. In here, I don't even know if I need to take out the windings. I can see the brushes down there. I might just be able to pop them back and then clean it out with a miniature wire brush. So the one that had fallen off, I hammered from the outside in, and this one over here, I've just put the screwdriver in and levered it sideways with 2 hands, and it's popped out. Looks a little bit dark, but too bad. Might clean up. But I think I might see if I've got a pair of them. That's the one that came out. It was cracked and damaged. So it's far from perfect. It's far from perfect, but I've cleaned off the spots where the brushes were stuck to it. It looks okay as it goes. I use this little boiler brush here. It's a brass wire brush, just to go like that, both sides. Easy peasy. I'll put it back together. Maybe it'll work. I thought I had the right kind of brushes for it, but I didn't. So I've cleaned up. This is what the old one that was good with the file. It has 155 written on it. In you go, and it seems okay. Now, will it come out again? Yeah, it seems free, so I'll just have to gently bring up one of those inside. Like, if they went in and came out, they'll come out again. The ones I had were just slightly bigger. I don't know what they came off. Probably some other kind of a demolition hammer made by somebody whose products wound up in the bin locally to here. This one is not quite right, but if I just push it in, it'll fit. It has a bit of spring to it, so if I can squeeze it down, maybe it'll grip. And if it grips, it might go, and if it goes, then we could spend money on it if we wanted to, but I don't know if I want to. I just like fixing things. I think I've been through this conversation before. Could that one maybe sit in on top of it? Like that. Yikes. Okay, what are we doing now? So this one, when it's screwed in, was a little bit higher. So that's it's positive from my point of view, because it means the brass underneath might be holding it. Getting it means the brass underneath might be getting a grip. I'll put this handle back together to make it safe. So it's live again. I haven't tried it yet. I haven't got that screw in and I haven't got the screws on the top in. What do you think? See a bit of life in there. Now those screws didn't want to go in, so I'll have to try and figure that one out. So what do you think? Will it do some damage? Will it hammer? Might not. The screws on top that were meant to go into the handle, they don't seem to grip on anything. It's a bit weird. Destroying the stones underneath, so it's hammering. What a success. Wow, well, that works. That was a waste of my time, given I don't need it. I'm gonna have to figure out the handle. Top handle's a bit rotten. Still, it seems a nice drill. Right, so there you go, a Makita. I don't even know what type it is, in fact. No rating plate or nothing on it. Hexagon shank chisel, completely obsolete nowadays. I have to figure out some way of putting screws in there. I think the old screws just went into the plastic and that was that, and so there's nothing for them to grip onto now. There doesn't seem to be any metal inserts or anything in there, which is kind of a shame. Looks like you could put another handle on there. Hammer and drill and hammer. Hammer drill. Can't see that fellow turning. Maybe it turns, no, it doesn't turn, does it? You tell me in the comments if you know what happens. I think as well this is a big cover plate that you put a pin spanner in and it twists off to get grease into that gearbox too. I'm not doing any more with it. Questions or comments, leave them below. Like, subscribe, leave a message or comment or any of that kind of stuff. You can also think about supporting the channel by becoming a member, leaving a super thanks, leaving a PayPal donation or buying me a coffee. There's lots of links below. Thanks for watching. See you later.